Greetings, YouTube. Welcome back to the channel as I log into the game this afternoon. And by the time this video processes to my channel, it'll be this evening and or at least late afternoon. And who knows? Who knows what today is going to bring. So first off, shout out to my alliance as always. Help your alliance members out. I get excited when I see that my alliance needs help with energy because I think I can totally spend 30 seconds helping you all out. And that is exciting. So if you don't know, I sometimes get invitations to meet up with you all. It is a really weird thing to try to describe to people that I've got thousands of people that know my face, know my voice, and I know nothing about you all. I don't know what you sound like. I don't know what you look like. I know that your real name 99% of the time is not the name on YouTube. So you're an anonymous fan, and I am someone who is doing my best to not make a fool of myself, which of course some days are better than others with that goal. But in the meantime, I did start off, and I'm going to show, this is kind of a hodgepodge video of things to talk about. This is my offensive mastery setup. I have very little points and proficiencies. Some people disagree with this concept, and I respect it. This is not a mastery setup. That is for battlegrounds. This is not an alliance or a mastery setup that's the best for alliance war, especially defense, because I've got the full recoil masteries. But I only have 8 points in proficiencies. You'll see that the only one that's maxed out currently is Stupefy. When it comes to defense, I'm a huge believer in stand your ground, but only 2 points worth. All I want to do is the minimum to get maxed out willpower, because that is a must. If you are watching this and you don't have maxed out willpower, I think you're really shooting yourself in the foot of how much you can survive fights in this game. But the one that means the most to me is actually Glass Cannon. And my friend, Mr. Nadnuk, who has a really cool family. Like, it was so neat to meet his wife, his daughter, his son. She's a journalism teacher, so we got to talk about journalism, which is not something I get to do on a day-to-day basis with people. And then on top of that, he got to show me his account and specifically his mastery setup, and he had 0 points in Glass Cannon, which is not the first person that I've seen make that choice. And I realize that Glass Cannon is expensive. All the masteries, particularly in the top right and bottom right of the offensive mastery tree, are expensive. But if you don't have any points in Deep Wounds, and certainly if you don't have any points in Assassin, you're hurting yourself, especially against those bigger bosses where, like, take Assassin, for example. You're going to defeat bosses earlier at the end of the fight with this. He's Paragon, this summoner, and if you go into the Winter of Woe, even if you've gotten, I know he has an OG Hulk of some varying rarity, you want to be able to do extra damage when the fight gets below 18% health. And when you're fighting a crazy, difficult absorbing man, that is certainly a good goal. So there are just things about the mastery setup that I think it's easy to overlook, or it's easy to talk yourself out of, particularly if you don't have mastery cores available. And if you don't have mastery cores available, I wanted to make sure, I almost forgot about this. I have some notes next to me that I'm looking at, and I try to have you all not look at them because it might be a little distracting, but that is how I do what's called the pre-production process of a YouTube video. And at the end of my notes, I said, show the weekly web store crystal. So this thing could give you a free mastery core. In fact, it says these crystals offer a chance at hero crystals, shards, basics, class and alpha, catalyst and fragments, boost units, potions, revives, mastery cores, and a very rare chance of a 7-star champion, of which I'll never see that, or at least I don't expect to. But the mastery cores could be really clutch to get you hundreds of saved units worth of mastery cores to unlock something like, of course, Glass Cannon. By the way, it says refunded purchases are represented as a negative balance of contest credits. While your balance is negative, you will be unable to spend units or purchase special offers. So it's giving you the same warning that we don't believe in refunds in this game. We don't think you're ever going to have an argument against it. That needs its own video, and I need to talk about the refund process more extensively because I've heard some horror stories in the last couple of weeks from summoners, particularly with this Valentine's Day event. But that is not the purpose of this video. So to end this video, I'm going to end it to show you how we ended our time together, Mr. Nadnuck and his family and I. So he wanted to duel me on a crystal. He offered to do a feature, and I said, no, let's not waste your shards. Maybe I should have, because we dueled a 6-star. He got a little nervous, and instead of backing in and out, he purchased a second one. So he had 2, and I had 1. Now, my 1 6-star was actually somebody that I was quite thankful for, because when you look at my 6-star tech champions, you'll notice that my Guillotine 2099 is now max sig. That is thanks in part to Nadnuck, because she had just a few sigs left to be max sig, and we got her there from that crystal. Unfortunately, while he gave me great luck, the worst luck I have ever given a subscriber happened. His 2 crystals were not the worst champions in the world, but what year is this? Like, he and I both started playing the game in 2016. This feels like it was 2016. You got War Machine and Black Bolt staring back at you. All the champions in that 6-star basic crystal, and those are the ones that he team pops. So sometimes you team pop for the win. In this case, he team popped for the loss. But the bigger win was that I got to meet him and his awesome family. They were kind enough to treat me to lunch. But even if you know there's a chance somebody wants to treat you to lunch and you've got a coupon for a restaurant, always bring the coupon, because you're still saving the person who's treating you a couple of bucks. It's the right thing to do, and it's a cool thing. And college towns are notorious for coupons, and I am no stranger to saving a buck or two, even on just a chicken wrap at a really good restaurant. So, Nadnuck, this video is dedicated to you and your awesome family. Really cool people. I am honored to have met you. And to be a journalism professor talking shop with a high school journalism teacher was an added bonus that I was not expecting. So, all in all, a great Sunday. This video is dedicated to them. We covered a lot, from the best mastery core setups to the best way to try to get those with some free crystals. And then, of course, the horror story that is what you see in front of you. Lots in this video. Loved it today. Beautiful weather, too. Thanks for bringing beautiful weather to Oklahoma from Nebraska. Have a good one.